early, just in case something happens. Now we're live. There's that.
Here we are, folks. Good morning. We are live at the Dob And Wayno Show here.
What's up?
Sunny Pennsville, New Jersey at the Lip Cave. June 29th, 2025.
And you can reach us at 856-430-2483.
That's the phone number.
Put that in the comments section.
We'll put that in the comments if we need to see. But good morning to everybody. Got a few things to talk about. We get done. Keep checking in here, settling in. We'll wait. I'll wait a little bit before we do because we went live a couple minutes early, so we could make sure everything was kosher with the computer. So everybody not be on yet. So wait before we start talking. But beautiful weather here today. It's supposed to be up a high almost 90. My kids are down the shore, down to the old seashore campground, sun retreats. So they're down from yesterday. I think Kylie and Adam got there Adam pulled the big trailer down, Guybo's trailer. So he made out all right. They did. They forgot something that they left with, and I get a phone call 10 minutes into the trip. Hey, Dad, we're over at the old parking lot by McDonald's in Salem there. The one used to be the Comcast parking lot that they pulled over there. Could you bring? We forgot the iPhone watch thing for and the Switch. The old game's called Switch, and the two leads. I'm like, yeah, good Lord. I'm there taking care of Rick. Now I got to run halfway to Salem. I got to run to Salem before they get out of town. So I told Rick, I'll be back. They forgot something, so off I went. They were there, pulled into the parking lot, waited. So I got them on their way, and they got down there a little after 12, I think. Got Adam back in the spot, got her all taken care of. So they have a good time. Ryan and Melissa got down there Friday, and Ryan and Melissa, the kids, Gavin and Ryan, they got down there Friday. I'm not sure what time. They left a little later than they wanted to, but so they'll be there till next Sunday. And I'll get down there on this Thursday, the 3rd. I'll leave July 3rd in the morning, get down there. I will be there till the 6th. Come home the 6th, which is a Sunday. So anyway, let me see, make sure.
She said she's waiting.
Huh?
We're live. Waiting on you all to.
We're live, Bubs. Yeah. Chit chat a little bit here about the NHL draft, which started Friday night and finished yesterday, I think. Yes. Ralph, our hockey affiliate, more or less, to call in. Kind of wish my son-in-law would be more of a talker to call in too. I mean, he knows he can, but he little mixed feelings about who they drafted, who they didn't draft. Nothing, I don't say negative as much, but a little bit off. But somebody, he wanted a couple other pert people, and Flyers didn't go that route, but it's all right. But Ralph's going to be checking in with us, I'm hoping, soon. I just sent him a text to make sure. Talk a little bit about what's going on. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Talk a little bit about the word I use every week with this baseball team of ours, the Philadelphia Phillies. Use this word every time we talk about it because it's the only word I can come up with to tell you how they're playing, and that's inconsistent. They're the most inconsistent first place team in the league. How they're still in first place playing like they do, I don't know. I guess because they win enough games. One week they can't score but one run in a 3-game series. That was the Houston series. All 3 starter pitchers pitched well. Couldn't get nothing but a run for 3 games. Next thing you know, they take over and play Atlanta, right? First game out of the chute, they win 11-0. 5 home runs, banging the ball, pitching's good. Everybody. Yesterday, another inconsistent day. Baseball. Pitching, Luzardo held his own there. It's not really him. He got smacked a little bit in the beginning. And then he kind of leveled out, but he threw a lot of pitches. So he only pitched, I think 5 innings. I think Luzardo only went 5 innings. He threw way too many pitches. But in comes the relievers. And the main one I guess I'm talking about is Romano. Bases got loaded. Ryan was down there and I didn't text him this. I'm thinking, the only thing's going to suck right here is a grand slam right now. And sure enough, first pitch he throws to Murphy, out of the park. Grand slam that ends up 6-1. That final was 6-1. So I know I didn't jumped in here ahead of the Flyers, but I'm still waiting on Ralph a little bit. Hope he remembers to call in, or we didn't got nothing going on. If not, I'll have to give you the report what I have from what they got. But there again, I don't follow enough to know. I know the names of these guys. I don't know, ratings wise how the Flyers did. I like the first guy they got and the second guy. That could say they didn't get the guy, but they didn't get the guy that Adam wanted. So
Yeah, sorry I missed that party.
But yeah, Wayno couldn't make it that night. We were going to do a special. We even told Cheyenne we were going to do that too, didn't we? We didn't. She's probably wondering where the hell we were.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Cheyenne, Friday night didn't work out. We wanted to do a special NHL draft, party from a friend of mine's house downstairs at his man cave. It just didn't transpire, but we'll get the next thing together that we'll do like a special thing. Hopefully we'll be able to do something coming up here. I don't know. I was wondering.
As soon as we make 100,000 a year between the both of us, then we'll be able to do it full time.
Once again, we say that these things happen. And that's why I say this is just something we do for fun, and on the side, it's not our livelihood. If it was, whatever that problem was the other night, would have had to wait, making money out of it. But yeah, I know we're jumping around a little bit right now. We're just kind of putting things together here in our mind. But yeah, Phillies just are not. I don't know what to say other than just inconsistency. They don't play on the same page every night. Now, nobody says you got to score 11 runs every night. I don't mean that,
Right.
And that's not going to happen. But you don't go from lighting the fire to the same team. Now, the pitcher that Atlanta threw yesterday was good. He's one of their good ones. I get that weird feeling that the Phillies can play good teams and win and beat their not so good pitcher in that, Atlanta's not a good team right now, so I don't mean that. But then they got to play good teams with good pitcher, and okay, if that team's going to limit you to one, or the starter's going to limit you to 1 or 2 runs, fine. But when you get into the bullpen, you got to be able to get hits. Left guys on base yesterday again. Anytime this team's not doing anything and our pitching looks good, which wasn't yesterday, but if our starters come out, our guys don't get runs for these guys. Just don't get the early runs. Early on in this season, we were doing a lot of 8th and 9th inning comeback wins. The Phillies were. We were winning games late in the game. We were winning games. I'm not seeing that. If they get behind 4 to 5 to 1 or 5-0, I literally go, they're done. I shouldn't have to say that. You might be, it's the 5th inning, Keith, 5-0. They still got a chance. Yeah, they do. Not this team.
Right.
They don't seem to have that. That's called clutch hit. And then my son's probably not looking, but if he is, he hears me say this a lot. And he hears Ruben Amaro say it. It's called situational hitting. Okay, and what that is there's a guy on third and there's one out. It doesn't take a hit to get this guy in. It takes a long fly ball, maybe. It could take a grounder to the second base where the guy's going to throw to first to get the out. And that guy at third scores. That's situational hitting. Or a long fly ball that doesn't make it out. Backs the guy up to the warning track. That guy on third is going to score. Had too many times where we've had second and third, and just third, and maybe just second, one out or no outs, and we don't get the run in. That's clutch hitting that you're not getting. There you go, a little wrong.
And the Met,
Clutch
well, and you watch a lot of Mets in the past that they would do that. They were like the sacrifice fly is what you.
Yeah, exactly. You need sacrifices.
That's the Mets were known to do that.
So I don't know what this. Come the All-Star break and come the end of what do you call it, the free agency where he can pick up players before it's before the time's up, the trade deadline. Couldn't think of it. Come trade deadline, the general manager, whatever his name is, Dombrowski. He better do something. That need a piece in the bullpen, at least just something that's really decisive, and that's what all the announcers on ESPN and a few of the other stations that I've listened to have said.
Yeah.
And you need a piece on the bench to be really the guy that can come in and get these hits. Now, say you picked up this Kepler.
So you think a right-handed batter?
I mean, I would think a right-handed, yes. But Kepler now crying because he was told he's going to be the starting left fielder. And before you say anything more, as I know right away, whatever the thinking was, yeah, Kepler was told that he was supposed to lock down that position. Now he's a little bit aggravated. They said he's made comments. And I thought that they kind of told me I was starting left fielder. But Kepler's batting 201. He was batting 209. So last night, I don't think he's batting. He might be in the mezzanine, which is 200. He might be batting it. You're going to cry about not being platooted with Otto Kemp and anybody else out there in left field, and you're batting 209, and you're thinking you should be every day. He was told he's going to be every day. Can't play every day batting 209. Not on my team.
That's what I was going to say.
Not on my team.
You got to bat. You got to have hits.
Start. Marsh got sent down to the minors to get himself together, and he's batting 259 now since he's been back. It's 259.
Yeah.
No, he's probably batting 3-something, obviously, to get to 259. He was batting terrible.
That's what they need sometimes.
Look, Bomer had problems. I'm not saying everybody's doing what they need to do right now because there's time. He's on that, but he was batting 150 before he got his average up to 290. So you got to be that guy, Kepler, if you want to play. That's my thing. Don't expect to play left field and bat in 209 and cry about it. Well, I was told I was going to be the starter out here. And now I'm not starting. I'm getting platooned. Oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So Dombrowski needs to make some moves before the trade deadline. Needs to get some things going.
The station we listen to all the time. We can say it. WIP. They had they were talking about a right-handed hitter. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah. No, it would be a right-handed hit. It wouldn't be a lefty or anything like that.
And they said they wouldn't mind getting somebody else, like you said, in the bullpen too.
It's going to be one of each or at least the bullpen before you would even get the hitter thing. That's the thing. It's more the bullpen than it is the hitting. We have had our slumps in the hitting, and once again, it just ain't hitting consistently.
Yes, and we have.
I guess that's wrong, and I word a little too much. But
we got for next season. We got two for the Phillies, 2 contract problems. Schwarber and JT.
Well, yeah.
And they're saying that
my thoughts.
We're only gonna be able to keep one up.
My thoughts. Schwarber states.
Yeah.
And JT's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a great catcher. His batting's batting's off. It's not where he was a couple of years ago with us when he could bat at least he was always like a 275 batter, 280 average batter, right there all the time. And now he's struggling himself at the batting. Catching wise, he's still a great catcher. Yes,
he can get that ball to second base.
He's if not in the top 2 or 3 in the league, not in the Major League Baseball as far as that goes. So now I don't have that problem. But if you're going to have to make a decision and who you keep and who you go, I still pay Schwarber.
Yeah,
the money.
That's what I was thinking.
So unless JT decides how some of the Eagles did.
Slump, right? Or was?
Yeah, he's a little bit off. He's not. June has not been a month of June that he's used to.
And I'm not saying he's going to come out and be 110% like every game. I mean,
No, I know, but he hasn't had the June. They all say, Schwarber's a June guy. This has not been his June as of late. He has been a little bit off. Yes, he was tearing it up there before June, like the end of May.
It wasn't as cool.
Huh?
It's been overly hot
Well,
for June. That's why he's not having a good time.
No,
the heat's getting.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that. They say the Phillies do better when it's hot than they do when it's not, when it's nasty. So I don't know about
Nola did pitching.
Now yesterday, Nola. As far as that goes, he was always a hot weather pitcher. That doesn't bother him, and because pitchers stay looser in the heat.
No, he's not.
He's banged up her. I don't know if you'll see him the rest of this year. I don't. I seriously don't know. I seriously don't think. But Casty yesterday, I think he goofed another one.
Oh my God! When he ran up too far for that ball,
he kind of ran up at me. Here's again, when that ball is hit right away, can't you just wait a couple more seconds before you make that run forward? If he'd a couple more seconds and ran back, I guarantee you, I think he'd have caught that fly ball. Man, he got fooled.
Speaking of him,
here's the one where he said, "What are you taking me out for?"
Yeah,
remember and you do something like that.
Talk about. Do you think maybe there's still some tension there?
Nah, I don't. It's in the back of his head. I don't think that's going. I don't think he's holding any kind of grudge like that. Right after he got pulled, the next game he proved himself and had one up against the wall, and he went like this with his shirt.
Yeah.
And he was all excited, and he did make a good catch. And he's normally good, but he's not the speed he has now as he's getting older.
Karma, that's why.
Yeah.
Superman. You mean Superman?
Yeah. But I mean, Rojas has the speed, so I think Rojas would have reacted to that one quicker and got back faster. Cassie's a bigger guy; he's a big dude. It's hard to turn that body around and get going. But
he's just
there's a lot of little things on this team just aren't coming together.
I want to like the guy.
Now, here's a guy that I'm going to mention that before he went out, he was not doing good at all, but he had injury. He was playing with that wrist and he's playing with that other injury. Is Harper? They say he's rehabbing really well. He's a chance he plays Monday. A chance. Not going to rush him back.
Is he bring him?
Now he's a lefty bat. He's a lefty. But there's a chance Harper's back. He said he feels good. He looks good in bat practice. He's throwing. He's ground fielding stuff. I don't want to rush him back right now. If we could, we were fortunate yesterday. The Mets lost when we lost. I see every time. And Ryan says, "Yeah, we didn't lose any ground," because I always text him like, "Yeah, that's true. We didn't lose, but we didn't gain any."
Yeah.
No. Well, you have to say it the first way though. We didn't gain any ground yesterday. But we didn't lose any because the Mets lost. You don't say it the opposite, but I just did.
So are we?
So we're a half a game in first right now. We're half a game. We would have been a game and a half if we could have won. No. If we win, they lose. That's a whole game. That's a complete game, I think. So we would have been a game and a half now. If we'd have won and they won, we would still been and they won. We'd still been only half a game because they won and we won. Nothing changes then.
Right.
But anyway, everybody knows that. Well, just yapping. Come on, Ralph, where you at, brother? Well, maybe I'll get into a little bit of the hockey draft that the Flyers did yesterday while I was laughing.
So before I did that thing on Friday, Thomas calls me. And right when I was leaving work, calls me, he goes, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "Oh, get ready to get off work, buddy. What do you think?"
You always wonder what people mean when they say that. What are you doing right now? Like,
and I knew he needed something.
That's what it meant.
So I said, I don't know. I hear this music in the background. I said, "Get ready to leave work. Why?" I said, "Where are you at?"
Yeah.
So you got your music that loud at the house? I started yelling at him because I thought you had the music blaring at the house. Neighbors complaining all the time.
So you have been to the house and seen what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
just checking.
I'll tell you about that.
Yeah, that's another. That'll be all. Yeah. That's what I was going to touch base.
All hell broke loose, big time. I thought I was fighting everybody.
You should have. You should have started kicking ass.
I did.
And taking names. But anyway, let's get back here.
And
where you're at.
So he goes, "I'm at Scooters." I'm like, "What are you doing at Scooters?" Teresa needs
a retirement party.
So congratulations to you, Teresa, on your
saw it on Facebook. Congratulations. Yes.
So he goes,
I didn't get a chance to see
I'm getting killed here. I said, "How are you getting killed?" He goes, "Well, I really don't know what's playing on that." I'm like, "Dude, I've taught you this many times. For that age group, you want to play my stuff."
Yeah.
I said, 60s, 70s, and 80s, man. I said, you're not going to go wrong with the older
because
crap.
Tracy's my a little less than me, right? A little younger than
Yeah.
me, I think. Not, I forget how old.
A couple of years.
65 she is, maybe 64. I don't know, whatever. Well,
Something like that.
She's 4 or 5 years younger than me, but whatever.
So I go out there, so let me go out there.
Still the 70s.
Yeah. So I go out there and hey, the first 3 songs he played when I was out there, I was like, "What are you talking about, dude? You're fucking killing it."
Yeah, you're fine. That's
like,
that's
"You're
what they
doing
want.
great."
They're not gonna. Yeah.
He's like, "Well, nobody's dancing," so I had to do it again.
But
I
that
said, "No,
doesn't.
no." I said, "Look over there," pointing to the back of the bar where Cheryl's office would be.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, "They're bouncing around singing, man."
That's all
I
they
said,
want
"All
to
these
do.
people are standing there and they're just moving around. So you really can't dance anywhere." I said,
Right.
"They're having fun,
Yeah,
man."
yeah.
And then as I'm standing there getting ready to leave, he walks by. A couple of people walk by, like, "Hey, your son's doing a hell of a job, man. He does a great job out here." I said,
There you
"See?"
go.
I said, "What are you worried about, dude? You have nothing to worry about."
Stop
Okay?
worrying.
They
He's a worrier. Stop worrying, Thomas. You're doing a good job.
He does.
I always thought you did well anyway. I've only seen you a couple times, but
He's just getting
it's
so
enough.
much better.
Yeah, well, and you're going to get better every time, but
So,
you've been doing it
Getting
long.
better than me. Bastard.
Well, it's time for you to let him shine
Yeah, he is.
and
And
give
he
you
is.
more of a relaxation time for yourself. But
He's got an opportunity, and I got mixed emotions about it. But
right.
hooking up with a cruise ship and DJing on a cruise ship.
Why you got mixed emotions? Because he's going to be on the water.
No, because he thinking about wanting to do that full time.
We'll do it.
And I told him, I said, that's fine, but you got to make sure you're going to be DJing that you're making money every single night you're on that.
Yeah, you have to have a deal with them that's how this runs because this is your livelihood.
Yeah, because it's not, you don't get DJing. You don't have an insurance plan. You don't have a retirement plan.
He has to do all that on his own.
That's right.
Those kind of people know how to do that, but that's still a great opportunity.
Right.
And it doesn't mean he's going to do it from now till he's 60-some years old, but it could be a few years or so that he could really get exposure with doing it on a cruise ship and someday be somebody that we see doing this out on the front of a big concert thing where I love to do that. So anyway, but hey, shout out to Thomas. I hope maybe this works out for you, bub. You don't know. So, but anyway. I'll forget. I thought it was at 10 o'clock. He goes up essentially. Anyway, let's get into a little bit. Today's show's we're just rambling a little bit about this, that, and the other. Shout out to my grandkids that got up at 4 a.m. this morning down at the campground to do what was that? What were they doing? Something on the beach with Melanie Fisher and them. They do like a yoga. It's like a morning
4:30 in the morning.
They had to get up at 4 a.m. and then they go to the beach because it's called a sunrise then.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as the sun's getting ready to come up out there on the ocean, they're out there on the beach. All these little kids
that makes
and her
sense,
and a couple of the olders. There was I think a couple of
the
moms.
sunrise.
Sunrise yoga learners. So shout out to them. They got up.
And yoga's not as easy as some people think it is because they had it at the high school. The church does it.
Right. It's a lot of stretching.
And man, they had these drumsticks and they were bent down or going like this on the floor, then standing up and going like this. I was like, I could do that. Dude, I did it for 5 minutes. I was done. I was like, y'all ladies have fun. I'm done with this.
It's hard work. Sure. I've never done. No, it's all right. It's a lot of hard work. I understand that. But anyway, so they got up this morning to do that, the kids.
Oh, hey, Cheyenne.
Hey, good morning, Cheyenne. She says, I'm here. Well, we're glad to have you here, as always. That's our girl from Atlanta, Georgia, chiming in and checking us out. And
where's the donuts and coffee?
Or Danish. Where's the Danish?
I was waiting for you to hit me.
Shit.
Because of Steve.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, we won't go there, but that's somebody. Yeah, where's the donuts at?
I said
where's the donuts? Anyway, not you, Sean. Well, we just got started a little bit ago and talked about some of the Phillies' woes right now, just not playing good, consistent baseball.
Do we have one more game against her team? The Braves?
Yes, today. Yeah. Today's a 1:35 game, I think.
You're going to get beat tonight.
Let me see. Well, this afternoon, not tonight.
Kim ate the donuts in Danish, she says.
Did she? Yeah, thanks a lot, Kim.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
a lot.
So Ranger Suarez is on the mound tonight, and they got Spencer Strider going. He normally is good, but he's not. This year he's 3-5 with a 4.07 ERA. So we'll see how the Phillies can bounce back. We need to take the series, obviously. You know, I'm not worried about winning them all the time, but you can't lose 2 out of 3. You got to win series. It's just like the Houston series hurt us because if we could have took 2 out of 3 of that one, along what we're doing, we'd be a lot more further ahead of the Mets right now. Obviously, we're not, but that's life in the fast lane. So Rangers Warriors against Spencer Strider today or this afternoon at 1:35. All right, let's get into some Flyer stuff.
Flyers?
Let's get into hockey, Dre. The Flyers just
I'll be taking the back seat on this.
started Friday night. We got to see their first pick was number 6 pick they had. And they selected Porter Martone, a right winger. And this is where, like I said, Adam was a little bit upset that he thought they should have picked. And I can't remember the name of this guy he wanted. Darn it. It should have wrote that down. Oh, but and he's a center. He's the center. This guy's a right wing.
Down?
I read things right. Oh, yeah. I didn't talk. Did I talk about the?
No, just not.
Well, we didn't talk about the. Yeah, we did too last week. Didn't we? The basketball draft.
Oh yeah.
We talked about the basketball draft.
Yeah.
But so they got Porter Martone, who's a right winger. It's good. I think Adam said they selected him more because he's a scorer. He's going to hopefully be a scorer type guy. The second guy that I'm going to announce was the 12th pick. Now, they didn't have the 12th pick. They had the 22nd pick coming up. And the Pittsburgh Penguins had the 11th and the 12th pick. They had back-to-backs. So the Pittsburgh makes their 11th pick, and we're all sitting there at the bar at Ralph's house. And the 12th pick's now, and that's Pittsburgh again. We're like, we got a ways before the Flyers get to pick number 22. All of a sudden comes up on the screen, trade alert, starts flashing. and seeing how they do football. We gotta hold on, we got a trade alert coming in. The Flyers have made a trade. They have sent Pittsburgh their 22nd and 31st pick for number 12. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? They must want somebody pretty bad. So they ended up getting this Jack Nesbitt. He's the center, and that's not the guy that Adam wanted. He wanted this other dude who didn't write down. I kicked myself now. And it ends up he's decent, this guy, but he's not quite the guy the other one was. So
was that other guy on the board when they traded?
It would have been on the board for the 6th pick, but not on for the 12th. No. But Nesbitt would have been the next best guy to get. Now all the guys height, size, and everything. The Flyers got everybody 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" heights and all their forwards and center. So they went big. They went big in size. They didn't get no little 5'8" and 5'9" guys, smaller. I think the shortest guy they got in the draft was 5'11". And so now round 2, which was yesterday, they picked Carter Amco. He's a defenseman. You got Jack Murtaugh. He's a left wing. At 48, they got Shane Vasgu. He's a right winger. And then at number 57, they got Matthew Gard. He's a center. So they moved it around. Didn't get a goalie out of the thing. I don't think they got a goal. I'm pretty sure they didn't out of all their picks. So
I haven't really watched Friday.
They had 7 picks yesterday or for 2 days.
We need a goal, right?
We need a backup goal. We have Harrison, who's their number 1, but our backup's not good at all. The 2 backups that we use are not good. Fedorov and somebody else. That's there again. I don't know.
What was that goalie? Was it the goalie? Younger guy with the group of kids from Canada. Or whatever?
Yeah. Well, he got into that scandal.
He's done, right?
Well, he's not done. They supposedly didn't get convicted of that. Supposedly got it dismissed or whatever.
So is he still with the
he's not
Phillies, or
he's not with our organization at all.
They cut him loose.
They moved also. I don't know how that's
I
guess he could get back into the NHL is what I'm saying. I don't know who with who. But yeah, we need to in free agency when that hits, which I think it hits Monday for the hockey, that they need to get a backup goalie. I don't like
any ideas.
Not for
I don't
me.
follow hockey like you.
Not for me, and that's why I say I don't know where Ralph is. He's supposed to call it in. Something must have happened, or I don't know.
Probably bowling.
He knows. Yeah, I don't think so. No.
But
Yeah, I'm just gonna say where you at, Bo. I don't know what's going on, but he was going to talk about it. He had a lot of stuff to say, and he's a little more tuned in to it. That's why I like him as our hockey affiliate. Anybody wants to chat a little bit about stuff. So anyway, I think they did well. I mean, I wouldn't grade it a A or A plus or A minus. I'd probably grade their maybe a B minus, a B to a B minus in what how they get graded for their picks. I would think they did average, if that, if not even that, a C plus maybe. Not grabbing any kind of goalie unless I missed out on something. I thought I had everybody written down, which I did, and I don't see no goalie name in here. Just centers and wingers. That was kind of the need. Like Adam said, the need was for center.
yeah, that I did hear that
They
through
need
the
that.
talks on the radio.
That was their need, but you always had your wingers got to have scores. And the Martone, the guy they selected first, which nobody thought they would, is more the scorer. I thought they would have went. I think they were afraid he wasn't going to be available at the pick, and Adam knew then the guy that he wanted, which I'm going to Google here instead of keep saying it.
If you want to Google it, I'll talk about
Yeah, you chat a little bit. Let me see if I can find it.
And we already gave it. We like to give shout outs to local businesses and everything. Right now, it's basically 3 of them. But shout out to Annette McGraw. I got to get back with her. She makes baked goods and stuff. So if you're looking for some baked goods, you can find her on Facebook at Blessed Bakery Kitchen. And she makes some good stuff. The other one was All Day DJs. My son Thomas, he's taking over our DJing business for the most part. He's at Scooters on Thursday nights for karaoke, and he does weddings, anniversaries, backyard barbecues. No party's too big or small for him, and he does a great job. He's actually doing better than me, which we're gonna have to tone him down a little bit because you know. Also, if you like thrift shops, my cousin owns and her husband own a little place over in Wilmington, Delaware. It's called Good Deals, and they have a lot of furniture, knickknacks, everything a thrift store has, and it's big. It's open. You can actually see what's in there. Where some thrift shops you go to, everything's all bunched up, and you got to scrounge around. And yeah, she has during Black Friday they have a sale on there, and it's just awesome. You need to get out there and check it out if you're a thrift shopper. We also have a fantasy football league. We got 3 slots left, and it's $50 buy-in. What we say the winner?
Well, if we get 10, the winner's going to get. I guess we went with either. Did we go with 250 or 300? And then it would be 300, 150, and 50. So third place gets your money back.
Right.
Or it could be, like I said, it could be 275. We can make that out. Winner's going to at least get 275 or 300.
And
second will get more.
The UFL, United Football League, the DC Defenders are the 2025 UFL champs. Not that anybody really worries about them. Let's see here. We did hit on NASCAR last time we were on, and the NASCAR championships. We had Jimmy Johnson has 7, Dale Earnhardt has 7, Petty had 7, Jeff Gordon had 4, and Dale Jr. has 2.
Oh, okay. I got what I need.
And that's it for all the shout outs. I got a question for you, a football question. So Nick Sirianni is going into his 5th year as head coach. Only 3 have lasted long. Do you know who they are?
Andy Reid.
Yep, he was with the team for 13 years.
Dick Vermeil.
And he was 7. And the other one I didn't know.
Was out now. What? How old was the other one?
This guy's
What years?
Greasy Neal.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have got that.
He was with the team for 10 years.
That's,
That's just some stuff that came up, and
we like throwing random stuff out there, but yeah.
Do you think the Eagles make the Super Bowl if we didn't have Barkley?
No. I kind of think that set the tone for getting through the playoffs. Even.
And I agree 100%.
To do what they did in the playoffs as far as versus the Commanders in Green Bay, I don't think you do that without Barkley. The Rams still. I forgot. Remember that game could have went sideways. The snow game.
Oh yeah,
where we had to be decisive on that one play, or actually the defensive play was to get to Stafford, whatever it's like, Stafford.
Yeah.
And they said without Carter doing what he did there, if they didn't, that game could have went a different direction and we could have lost. But so getting back to hockey real quick, there's two names here I'm going to say that everybody thought that the Flyers were going to pick James Higgins first. He's a 5'10", he's a center, but he's supposed to be really good. He went number 3 in the draft, and the Flyers didn't get him. So then you go down to 6. The Flyers get this Porter Matone. He's not a center; he's a right winger because he's the highest. He was the best scoring potential prospect in the league. I mean, to be drafted at that point. But the guy that Adam thought he wanted, that Adam was Roger McQueen. Steve McQueen. Yeah. Roger McQueen, 6'5".
Queen?
Steve's a queen now. We got Steve is a queen. So Steve McQueen didn't get picked. He went. Where did he go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He went 8th in the draft. We ended up settling on Jack Nesbitt, who was the next second probably better center under McQueen. So it was Higgins that everybody thought. They didn't get Higgins. That guy you and I listened to, Broads.
Yeah,
he was yapping about that. He's not happy with the draft at all because it didn't do what they thought they were going to do or whatever. Everybody always thinks whoever you think you're supposed to take in there, that's who you get. Well, sometimes the general manager's got different ideas.
Now these guys we draft them, they're not going to go in and start right away, right?
Not, I don't know. Yeah, that how like we talked about. Yeah, these are prospects that'll have at least a couple of years because these kids are only 17 and 18 years old. So no, I don't know who anybody in this draft except maybe the number 1 guy.
They're that young, huh?
Matthew Schaefer. Yeah, these are 17, 18-year-olds. Yep.
Ralph Parks.
Ralphie,
what's up, boss?
How we doing this morning?
Good.
What's up, Mr. Ralph?
Sorry I missed your party Friday.
You know, Biggie, bro. Life gets in the way all the time. You know that. You
got to stop having parties when shit's going to happen to me, okay?
You got to stop being so busy.
Oh, yeah, and this one wasn't a busy that he was just busy. This was an these emergency busies. That's what he's got to stop having, Ralph. Emergency busies.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm watching you guys. I'm actually still laying in bed.
Right.
But yeah, so watching you guys here, you're going to talk about the Flyers, so I forgot to chime in.
Yeah, go ahead. I did a few little things, just introducing to a couple of the players and stuff. But go ahead and speak a little bit on what we kind of did, what we thought we were going to do, didn't, and just reflect on a couple of those things.
Yeah, so yeah, of course, I guess the main guy that we were after was that Porter Martone. Right. Yeah, he was a center, and so I mean, like I heard you say before too, like the Flyers were after.
No, Porter Martone's the right winger.
Right, yeah, winger. What's the guy's name that I thought they were going to get?
Higgins.
Hagen, yeah, Hagen.
His name.
So yeah. I mean, everything I read about the Flyers were going to try to get Hagen, and I just don't think he had the size that they were really looking for.
Yeah, he's only 5'10".
Yep. Yeah, and just to clarify, you said that he went 3rd in the draft. He was ranked 3rd in the draft, but he didn't go until the 9th pick.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing I looked at wrong. I said it wrong. You're right. Here it had his interim ranking was 2nd, but I did it wrong. He didn't go till 9th. Correct.
Yeah, this year's draft was weird. It was kind of like how we do our NFL drafts.
Right.
It's like once someone starts picking a position, everyone just starts going nuts. Yeah. So like I think the second pick, someone picked a center. So then everyone started picking centers. And even though the guy was ranked seventh in the draft, he was being picked third. Here, the guy was ranked 11th in the draft, picked fourth. Because they're going down the line picking the big centers.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that kind of threw off a bunch of people. But anyway, so uh, Martone said he was not going to be starting this year. But he may get thrown into a couple games, probably like 3/4 way through the year. They said he's going to be the closest one that is NHL ready. So because the Briere had a long press conference yesterday morning that I watched, and like they said, hey, do you expect these guys to start right away? And he said Martinez is going to be the closest one to be NHL ready, but I don't think you're going to see him until probably like 3/4 away through the season.
Right.
This year.
Yeah, I don't ever expect. It's what, like Wayno said, it's different. You're drafting these guys and they're 17, 18 years old out of high school, or maybe a year or so into college. It's not like football draft where a lot of them guys get to start their first year, in the NFL. But in hockey, it's so different. Their prospects, they gotta work their way in. They gotta learn systems. It's harder in hockey, obviously, than football to start your
Well,
first
no,
year.
if you really think about it, too, football doesn't have AAA.
No, right.
Or farm teams.
Well, that's it.
Where where would they send if you're drafting a football? Where would they send a guy to train him?
But they don't have to, because this is what their AAA is. College is their AAA. College is their minor leagues. They come out of high school, they play 4 years with Penn State, and then the next year they play in the NHL or in the NFL. That's why, to me, that is. And not everybody starts their first year.
That's true.
And so that, to me, you can't come out of college at 22 and then say, well, I got 2 more years. Good Lord, you're going to be 24, 25 before you ever hit the football field. So football is a different animal.
That's probably why Mitchkov played right away, because he was playing in the IHL.
Exactly.
The Russian.
Yes,
Russian league.
Right. He was already playing at that. Right. So
with adults, and experienced people and players and all that kind of stuff.
So do you think the number one pick for this year's draft, will he play this first year? Schaefer, what was his name?
I would almost guarantee it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the top 1, 2, maybe even 3. You'll see them pretty much right away.
The top couple, right.
And also with being the Rangers, Islanders that had the first pick.
Yes.
I mean, you got to figure too that obviously you got the first pick because you're a bad team,
right?
Or you had a bad year, or
right.
So obviously you need that spark to hopefully change something in your play and your scoring and whatnot. So I would think that he'd be starting right away.
Now, I think we're both a little surprised but that doesn't mean the Flyers aren't going to do something in this area in the future here, as far as because when's free agency open? Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Monday. So we didn't get any kind of a goalie in this pick, did we? We had 7 picks. Nothing was a goalie.
I think that you are going to see a trade.
That's why I asked
exactly for a goalie, and I think you're going to see it tomorrow.
Okay. That's right. Well, that's good.
Now, I'd even think that some of our prospects would probably be in the trade, as well as probably someone who, probably. I'm trying to think of a couple of names that might be thrown into the trade, but some of our veteran players, I wouldn't be surprised if we go after a decent goalie.
Right, and that's what I said. A lot of times when you get your draft picks here and you need something and you want to go after somebody in the league,
I just don't think
you use some of those.
Briere knows Greer knows that we have a goalie confrontation going on right now.
Yes.
A goalie problem.
Yes.
So I mean, he's not that stupid to get through a draft and not pick a goalie. I think he has a plan.
It's obviously then he didn't see anybody he liked to even waste a pick on, is what you're saying, more or less.
Well, by the time he got his, because we did get a D-man.
Yes.
Carter Amico.
Yep.
So we did get a D-man. He played on the U.S. national U18 team, and went through the whole national development program, and all that kind of stuff. So,
right.
He's a big boy, 6'6", 234 pounds.
I saw that. Yeah, I mentioned that to Wayno.
Yeah,
I didn't mention the height and weight,
but like right here too. I mean, it says he is committed to Boston University for the 25-26 season. So
right.
He's not even coming. He's not even coming to the Flyers yet. He's going to college.
So he's got to go at least. What's he have to play, like at least a year then?
I believe so.
Because, like you said, he's committed for the next season coming up, but he's going to commit to a season. So, but he has to go there and play. He can't come out. You can't come out of the draft and play. No.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, so and then after him, Jack Murtag was picked. Again, he's a I think Murtag was a left winger. 6'1", 198 pounds. So I mean, okay, he might have some height to him, but hopefully he's not smacked around.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, and then the rest of the guys, I'll be honest with you, they're probably just going to be good for trading.
Trade bait.
Really. But so that's kind of what I think is going on with the Flyers. Like I said, I really think you're going to see a trade for a goalie. Within between Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, because like I said, it starts tomorrow. The trade, the free agency.
Yeah, like I said, I just think Greer and Jonesy are too smart of GMs and stuff to not notice what we really need. So I really think they have a plan together.
I agree. I totally agree with that. And yes, you're right. They know what they want to do. They got their good picks out of the way. I think everybody was a little, set back with the Martone pick. We all probably were thinking, what? They grabbed this guy. Because I really think they are afraid he would not have been available their next pick down. Martone wouldn't have been there.
Right. And again, they literally traded picks to move up to get it.
Right. Well, Martone was the sixth pick. That's the first guy they picked. So Nesbitt was the next one they picked at 12.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jack Nesbitt.
Jack Nesbitt.
They traded picks to get up higher to get it.
Right, because the guy Adam wanted him to get was that McQueen. Remember?
Yeah.
And they didn't get it. Now McQueen's an inch tall or a half inch tall. Remember we said that? Like, Adam, does that really make a difference when you say that? Well, he's a half. No. And if McQueen's all that and everything, okay. But Nesbitt's the second best guy, so they really feel they got a scorer in Martone and Nesbitt in the center. So I think he did. That's how you got to look at it. You can't just look at they didn't get the guy I like. They didn't get. Can't do that. They looked at two needs and got two needs within the 6th pick and the 12th pick. They took care of two major needs. To me.
Well, not on that too. I mean, again, the Flyers also looked at size.
No, I know. That's a need, though. I don't just mean
that's what I mean. Yeah,
I meant yes. Right. Everybody. If you look at everybody they picked, the 7 picks, the shortest guy is 5'11" that we got. I'm just saying. Now, now, like you said, the picks, 5, 6, and 7 might not even be there. That doesn't matter. But they'll use them for trade. They'll use them for this. They'll use them. The other guys that we think are going to be there, we got some good sized guys this year. And I think with what we have speed wise on the ice right now, that the players we have and the maturity that we have in a few of our veterans, and Mitch Koff will be in his 2nd year, and I really think they can turn this thing around. Now, I'm not saying we win the Stanley Cup playoff, but can we at least get to the playoffs and look good? Can you at least have a team that represents, that gets up there? I really think this year you might see that. I'm not saying it's going to turn it around. That's there again.
I'm not even saying I'm not even excited about playoffs.
Well, I get excited about that part. I mean, I still want to do that.
if we can just get into a position where we have a chance to get in the playoffs.
Well, then
I'll be
that's
happy.
what I mean. Yeah, but I'm saying the same thing. I'm just still, if you're going to get a chance, and you got to be in the top 1 or 2 in your division. If you're going to if
Yeah.
you're going to make the wild card or going to make the regular, but
But
if you're
I
going to put,
I really think Zegras is going to make a difference.
he's going to make a big difference with the guys. Absolutely, they probably can't wait to get him in camp and get working with him and get working with Mitch Coffin, just get that play going and everything. Yes, absolutely. But
Yeah,
there again,
I also believe you're going to see Luchenko coming up and playing with us now as well.
right, and this was another guy, Luchenko. What's his position, Ralph? Is he a winger? What's he?
He's a winger. He's a winger.
Okay, so he's and he's another one that can score if you get things right. Correct? He's another.
Oh yeah, well he's I think he's 19.
Right. So there again,
they drafted him. They drafted him last year.
Right. He's been right. So yeah, it's still a few years away, 2 or 3 years away, really, to be a big contender. But to get the goalie, that we need for backup, like a real good one, not just somebody just as another goalie. For Harrison to have a good year, the defense needs to show up. That needs to be retooled a little bit. That's why I said we don't know. We don't know what's going. You got to be optimistic about where we think we're going in this, year ahead or 2 years ahead. But I think in the right direction. We'll see how the prospects work out. The top guys, the top 3 or 4. We'll see how they.
That's like I saw yesterday. I was like, damn, I wish that was us. And I think I texted you this.
Right.
The Detroit Red Wings made a trade with Anaheim, and Gibson of Anaheim, their goalie, he wanted out. He wanted to play. He wanted a chance at a better chance at a Stanley Cup for his career. So he wanted that out of Anaheim. So made a trade with Detroit, and they traded goalies. They traded goalies and a second-round pick of the 2027 draft.
Right. All they did was swap goalies for their team, and got a draft pick. The other one got a draft.
Yeah. So I'm like, I would have loved to have Gibson.
Gibson would have been great. I would have loved to have Mizrak. I think Mizrak's decent too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously not a number, 1 or 2, but in the league, but he's good. We're talking about a backup for Harrison. Harrison's the young guy, so we want him to get a good backup.
Right.
So yeah, I wish we'd have got him too, but we'll see. There's got to be somebody out there, a good goalie wise, that Pierre can trade to get and that he can pick up. So
and I'll probably agree with you on your grade. I'd probably give it like a B+ too. But I mean, that's not a bad grade.
No, that's what I said. If I had in my mind to see what we came out with, I would I don't know about a B+ even. I'm more like a B to a B- for me. If you say B+, that's fine. That's good. I'm glad you're in that same ballpark with me. But I'm saying, a B. Maybe I shouldn't say B-. I'll say a B grade out of everything that they got and how they went about doing it. So I think the top 3 that we got are there again down the road. We're not talking about this year. Are going to work out for this team if they stay healthy. I really think we got pretty good guys in those positions. So yeah,
absolutely. Well, I will leave you guys on this. A little Eagles information. I don't think you guys know this yet, but I'll let you know now that the Philadelphia Eagles legend Brian Dawkins signed a $11.5 million deal with Netflix for a 7-episode series about his journey with the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I didn't see. I just saw a brief part of it, but I didn't. I knew it, but I was saying I didn't know it that far. What you all that, but I knew he was doing something. Yes, absolutely. But I did see that. Yeah, that's cool, bub. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
All right, gentlemen, have a great day.
You too, Ralph. Thanks for calling in, bud. Appreciate you.
And maybe we can schedule, some other time to have you guys over down to the bar for a podcast.
Yeah, how about when I'm not busy? All right.
Hey,
you tell me when you're available.
How about maybe in July? How about the All-Star game? The baseball.
I mean, if you if you want to, we can plan. We can plan for November 2nd of 2028 if you want. So,
Man.
all right, gentlemen, I'll let you go.
All right, Bo. Have a good day, Ralph.
You too.
All right, see you.
I'd say.
That was our buddy, our NHL hockey affiliate, we call him Ralph Parks, aka Chicago, reporting in for the Flyers. And I agree with quite a bit of what Ralph says and how he kind of described a few of the things that the Flyers didn't do. I'm sure Adam would disagree with some things, but that's why we're all different. We're all, Adam follows hockey. He knows more than he needs to of in this and that, but you're not always going to get. You got to learn to me. You're not always going to get the guy you want. It's the guy you think they should get, and if they don't get it, that was dumb. That was stupid. That's not. I don't agree with that at all. It's like anything else. You have to understand they want different needs. They were afraid Martin wouldn't have been there the next pick down, and he probably wouldn't have. And so they picked him and got the second, maybe best center in their needs, and didn't get McQueen that you really thought they should have got, which is Adam's pick. And you got so you look at it. You still look at it a better way than that. You're only looking at one position that you wanted them to get in a way. They didn't get Hagen, which everybody else wanted them to get. Adam wanted him to get McQueen, but they didn't pick him because he wasn't there. So you can't have one guy you just revolve around. That's the best guy. And if you don't get him, you screwed the draft up. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't think anybody else would say they see that really, but Nesbitt's going to be a fit. He's not going to be the guy that McQueen was. That doesn't matter. He's going to still be decent. You're revolving your draft around one guy that didn't get him, and now you're mad. So that's just me yapping a little bit about it. We'll see where we go with this, and we'll see if Martin gets in 3/4 of the way through the season. That'd be great. If he gets in a few games, I agree with Ralph. I think Lachenko comes up, and they play him more this year. So we'll see how that goes. That's our hockey report. But they do need to still get a good backup goalie to Harrison. So I hope that Briere and them go after this. Free agency opens tomorrow, and we'll see what they do. Like Ralph said, between Monday and Wednesday, he thinks you'll see the Flyers make a deal somewhere. We'll see. Ralph follows that pretty good, so pretty much we'll see where we're at. See where we're at. All right, what else we got? Fired up that we are.
Rumor mill.
Rumor
has it. I don't know if you heard this or not. That
I heard it.
Jeffrey Lurie is interested in buying the Celtics.
I saw a while ago a little bit of rumors of talks of that. Yes, I did see that. Haven't seen anything recently, and I haven't paid much attention. But I did see it in the working that he was thinking.
If he did that, how would that sit with Sixers fans? Because we're already mad
with the
Sixers because
we don't like their owner.
Yeah,
I don't. Like was it Morey? Somebody Morey?
Yeah, because he bought he bought the
Washington Commanders. Yeah, Redskins. Well, to us. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a business deal. It's a business thing. Listen, I was just doing some cleaning. I'm done now. No problem, Missy. We all got to get the cleaning done. We get it. Yeah, we just been touching on a little bit of baseball, a little bit of hockey draft, since the hockey draft was the last thing that just went on Friday and Saturday. So we kind of been talking Flyers, a little bit on that. We didn't touch much on football. Things are still kind of the same. Camps get ready to start. Did camp start or no? It's already start.
What's that?
The Eagles camp?
No, not yet.
Hasn't started yet. So that's coming soon.
Forget when that's.
Yeah, I saw that. So we've just been touching little things here and there. But anyway, Wayno just mentioned that in the rumor mill that Jeffrey Lurie might be interested in purchasing the Celtics or being, I don't know if it's 100%, obviously not 100% purchase. He would be the shareholder, the major shareholder probably of the team of the Celtics if he was to get it. And he wanted to know what the Sixers people would think about that, him owning, the Eagles and ownership of the Celtics, which, I don't know. Like I said, it's a business deal. I don't know how that affects you much. I mean, we don't like the fact that our guy owns the Commanders now, but
$3 billion will get you 30%. Wow.
Damn.
Of the Dallas Cowboys.
Are they on the market? $3 bill. I got that. Let me get the check out. I'll write that check out. But anyway, that's kind of the scuttlebutt for the ownership of the Celts. And we'll see. We'll keep an ear on that and see where we can report on that in future shows here. Whatever takes place. It's going to be another warm one today, but then the temps go down a little bit into the 80s here at the old Townsville school area, school district for us. Back at it Monday. I'm going to text Helen and see what I'm supposed to work on Monday morning. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but anyway, it's pretty much all we got.
Pretty much all we got.
All we got for this week. We'll jump back in, next week. I might, like I said, talk with Wayno about. Well, yes. Maybe we'll do a special show. I gotta find the date of the baseball All-Star game this year. Maybe we don't have to report on the All-Star game. We could do a special show for that home run derby, which is the night before. That'd be cool if we could go to Ralph's and do that. Major League Baseball All-Star game this year.
July 15th.
So it's July 15th.
All-Star team. Play the National League All-Star team at 8 p.m.
So the home run derby's the 14th.
What day's that?
And that's what I want to do now. Go to the calendar, go to July 14th. That would be, that's a Monday night. And we can do it if everybody's around. Yeah, the All-Star, the home run derby will be on the 14th. That usually goes off about 8 o'clock start. The All-Star game itself is the 15th. That will be at 8 o'clock as well. The All-Star game. It is hosted by the Atlanta Braves this year. Oh, did you know that, Cheyenne? Major League Baseball All-Star game this year is hosted in your hometown, Atlanta. That is, like I said, that's on the 15th at 8 o'clock. July 15th. And like I said, it would be neat if we can get together. We'll see what your schedule looks like. So
Kim said she hates the swamp butt weather.
I do too, Kim. Don't like the humidity. Hate this weather. Love the sunshine, but don't like the humidity.
There's nothing like swamp ass.
Swamp. She said swamp butt. That's what she said. She said swamp ass. It is swampy right now. But anyway, we'll see what if you want to do that. The home run derby. She just make her face.
Maybe do a special at her house in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, if we were actually making money from this, we could get a plane ticket and fly on down to see you.
We could take our private jet down.
That'd be cool, though. I would be up for doing that. That'd be an awesome experience to just get down and do a show out.
I'd have to find out when I'm not busy.
That'd be an idea, but yeah, we'll see about this All-Star game. Like I said, we won't do the All-Star game as much because that's just long doing because it's going to be on for a while that night, But I'd like to do the home run derby and report on the All-Star game. All the All-Stars there, and that's a fun one to do. It's a fun one to watch anyway. The home run derby. I love watching that. So, all right, well, I guess we're going to pretty much wrap it up. We've covered what we needed to. Everybody have a good week.
Take that because I like that pen.
Yeah, this is my pen I write my checks out with. That came from Jefferson, the hospital. Jefferson.
Next time you're there, grab 3 or 4.
Grab a couple more of those, will you, bub? So everybody have a great week. I'll be going down the shore on Thursday, spending the weekend down there with the family. Wildwood or Cape May. No, I'll go to Wildwood.
That's next weekend?
Yeah, I'll leave it next Thursday.
Okay.
I leave the 3rd, come back the 6th. So I won't be back. We won't be able to do the show.
So we won't have a show.
Won't have a show next Sunday because I'll be coming home from shore, but not till later in the afternoon. Unless we did it I'm gonna do an evening show. I'm gonna tired, deep.
Right.
I got laundry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to.
And then
In my mind, I was trying to say,
the
we can do it.
weekend of the 17th of July, I won't be here for that Sunday either.
Okay, is that the following one? Okay, mine, I won't be here for. That's August. So I come back the 6th. No, the following Sunday's the 13th. You said 17th. That's a Thursday.
Yeah, the
The
20th.
20th. All right, so we will have a show on the 13th, July 13th. Yes. No show the 6th. Show the 13th, and no show the 20th. So
He'll be camping the 3rd, right? You said
yeah,
he'll be camping
well, the 6th.
the 6th, and I'll be camping on the 20th.
I don't know, Ralph. Ralph's always got a smart off.
That's what he said.
He said, "Oh God, we'll see you guys back next year." Look, like Wayno said, this is how it goes, guys. And we don't sit around all year long.
He'll give us
I know
$100,000.
I know you're being funny. I'm just saying, if we made money at this, I'd take the show on the road. I'd take the laptop with us and we'd sit on the beach and do it. But this revolves around us. It's not. What's going on? That's Kimberly's Wayne and Tommy.
She went to whose house for barbecuing at?
At yours, and I'll be there. No, I won't. I'll be down the shore. But barbecuing wherever whoever has the food, the most food, that's where the barbecue's at. Barbecue's on River Drive there. That's where it'll be. Anyway, so once again, I'll recap.
Tom Humes is listening.
Tom Humes listening in. Hey, Tom.
What's
good
up,
morning,
boss?
everybody. I haven't talked to you in a while. Good to hear from you. Thank you. Like I said, no show the 6th, show the 13th, and no show the 20th.
He goes, that's bullshit. No show. Do the show on vacation.
Well, we're not together. We're there again. Wayno, if he could strike it up.
He says, hell, we'll do a show while Scott's driving the race car.
Hey, put us inside the car if they were a little bigger. Put us in there. We could do the show from the cockpit. But anyway, yeah, it's summertime's different for us because of vacations. And like during the winter, it's rare we won't ever have shows. It's very rare.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, somebody gets sick, somebody's that. I'm not saying there's not. But to go from September to the end of May, the school year, we're pretty guaranteed we'll miss maybe 3. Maybe. There again, I'll jinx it. We'll miss 10. But, we won't miss. But summertime, we got to go away. We got this, we got that. It's kind of hurt. It hurt. It's hard. But we appreciate everybody listening and everybody that concerned that we aren't going to go, But we might be having a All-Star Game Home Run Derby show, which would be the 13th, I think, or what did I say? July 14th. It would be the 14th if we did it. That would be like a remote. That would be a Monday nighter. We would be at Ralph's place if we got together, if he's available, if we do it. But we'll talk about that more. Not this Sunday coming, but the next, as we get a little closer. Well, actually, yeah, that would be the one that we talk about, the 13th. So, well, we'll see. Ralph, why this? Get up out of bed and do something.
Come over to my house and cut the grass.
Yeah, you got all this time on your hand. You want to do something, I'll put you to work. Wah. I got work to do now, so I got to get ready to pack because I'm working all week and I don't feel like packing at night when I come in. So I'm going to do a lot of packing today.
Here now.
Throw all the clothes in there because I got plenty of stuff I ain't going to wear during the week. So I'll do. All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks for everybody listening.
Yep, thanks for listening.
Y'all living the party lifestyle. Well, that's what Cheyenne said.
We're trying.
At times we do. We got the good life a little bit, but good Lord, Pop here ought to be able to.
Yeah, right.
I kind of worked for this, but that's what makes these so fun to do. But anyway. All right, guys.
We'll talk to you later.
Talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.